Hey, speaking of quantitative easing, I noticed you might want to look at it. The government is coming up with a new $100 bill. Now, I don't know how many times they've changed the $100 bill. I mean, I've got several different versions, in my wallet of $100 bills. But now they've got another one that's coming out later in the year. You can see photographs of this $100 bill on the internet. It's got a lot more color in it now and all kinds of intricate stuff. But the whole idea is to, make it harder to counterfeit. Now, the main reason the government is against counterfeiting is because it's just against competition. We know the government hates competition. They want to be the only counterfeiters. They don't want anybody else to counterfeit. But how do you counterfeit something that's already counterfeit? Because all of our money is counterfeit. It's not constitutional. It's not really lawful money as defined by the Constitution. It's all a fake. So it's already counterfeit. The government is the counterfeiter, but it wants a monopoly on counterfeiting. It wants to punish anybody else that tries to compete with it. But think about it. I mean, counterfeiting is just quantitative easing on an individual level. That's all it is. And, it stimulates the economy. Doesn't the counterfeiter stimulate the economy? Assuming a counterfeiter counterfeits money that's identical to the legitimate money, if you want to call it that, doesn't he go out and spend it? In fact, as far as I know, counterfeiters spend all the money they counterfeit. They don't save any of it. They don't just stick it under their mattresses. They're good Americans. They take that counterfeit money and they pass it. They buy stuff with it. Isn't that good for the economy? Isn't that stimulative? Doesn't that create demand? Why is it that we're against counterfeiting? I mean, why doesn't everybody just have a printing press in their basement and run off all the money they want? That's quantitative easing. I mean, it cuts out the middleman. Doesn't it save money? Right, if we cut out the middleman. And, of course, it allows the money to get right into the economy. We don't have to send it through the banking system first and make, everyone on Wall Street rich. Why not just let individuals, implement their own quantitative easing? What's the problem there, right? I mean, if you're in favor of quantitative easing, then why are you against counterfeiting? Now, some people might say, well, I guess if we let people counterfeit, they might make too much. Well, too much? I mean, how could there be too much of a good thing? It's demand. Or maybe they'll think that people will stop working if they could just print money. Well, why do they have to work, right? Well, just print money, right? Doesn't just printing money grow the economy all by itself? Although maybe we could just let people counterfeit just a certain amount of money. Maybe, everybody has their ration, their share of how much they're allowed to print every day. And you could just, print your share. But you can see these new $100 bills. They're up on the internet.